The most important character in Avengers Endgame is a rat. Yeah, didn't see that one coming, did you? A rat crawls across the control panel, boops a button, and drags Ant-Man out of the quantum realm, which is the only reason anyone works out time travel and undoes the snap. Same as me at 3 a.m. A situation with such coincidence and luck should ruin the movie, but it doesn't, and I need to know why. So why doesn't it? Well, maybe that rat did way less than you think. Look at what it actually handed Scott. A little daylight and a 5-year headache. All it did was pop the door open, then it wandered off to go be a rat again. Everything past that door, the heroes earned every inch of it. Scott sprints to the Avengers, absolutely shaking, and pitches one idea. Time runs different down there. It's barely even a theory. Tony hears it, goes, yeah, impossible, and walks off. So then Tony has to go crack the entire time travel thing himself, alone, in his study or something, and he only bothers because he can't stomach his own little girl growing up in a snapped world. Or maybe it was because he looked at that photo of him and Peter. It's probably Peter. Then something, whatever, Bruce Banner, hulky things. Then the squad jumps back through their own timeline and it goes wrong, like instantly. Loki grabs the Tesseract and dipsets it. The Nebula plan completely craps out. Oh, and the bill? The bill gets paid in blood. Natasha goes off a cliff on Vormir and does not come back up. Tony grabs the stones at the end, knowing full well it'll kill him. And it kills him. Because like, it's Infinity Stones, and then the snap, and bleh. So that's probably something you didn't really notice when you were sobbing at the portals. All the rat did was start the clock. The heroes ran the entire rest of the race themselves, bleeding the whole fucking way. And honestly, that feels like a rule. Big dumb coincidence is totally fine, as long as the heroes still gotta do the hard part once it lands in their lap. Clean. Case closed. Except, that ain't happening. There is a movie that pulls basically the same move. Some random hero showing up out of nowhere to yank the guy out of the fire, and people hated it. Same setup as the rat, completely opposite reaction. So it can't be that simple, can it? Well, maybe it can, because that movie is Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and the part I'm on is the ending. Let's recap that thing first, because I know half of you skipped this one. God knows I did the first time around, and here I sit talking about it on the internet. Oh god. Billy Batson, the kid who turns into a big red superhero by yelling Shazam, is up against Calypso, one of these angry god sisters, riding a massive dragon around trashing the city. And Billy never says Shazam on the willy-nilly, works out the only way to stop her. He tells his family he's willing to die to keep them safe, supercharges a magic staff into a giant lightning bomb, then flies straight into the dragon's chest and blows the whole thing sky high. Calypso, dragon, gone. And Billy right along with them. And that's a real ending. The kid actually dies. He made the call, he paid for it, the movie earned the saddest beat it's got. His family stood there sobbing over his body. Roll credits, yeah? Nope. Wonder Woman shows up out of nowhere, like, no, she's not really in this movie, oh. She just strolls onto the field at the very end, picks up the staff, jams it into the ground, her old God connection, lighty magoo thing lights back up or whatever, and Billy's he just gets up, alive, good as new, cheers, aha, celebration, Diana, haha, hot chick, wrist things, But, you know what's funny? I'm not even making this up. Billy was supposed to stay dead. Then Gal Gadot happened to be on set, went, oh, do you mind if I step into the scene and revive them on the spot? Okay, no, it wasn't actually like that, but it felt like that. Now hold on and put that right next to the rat. The rat and Wonder Woman are doing the exact same job. Both are lucky outside things, swinging in to fix the hero's messes. By that rule we just wrote, they should feel the same. And they really don't. The rat you cheered, maybe. Maybe you only now relate to this rat because of my intro. But anyways, Wonder Woman, everybody groaned. And not the normal type of groan people do at 3 a.m. when they're on Rule 34 websites. So what's the difference? Well, look at what each one leaves the hero to actually do. The rat pops the door open, and then Scott's got a mountain to climb, and he climbs it, and it wrecks him. Wonder Woman turns up after the hard part is already done and dusted. Billy already made his choice, already paid the full price, and she just deletes the cost of everything. The rat, my friends, handed the heroes a chance. Wonder Woman handed Billy the whole outcome. But, double butts, that's still not the full rule, because there's a version where someone does come swinging. Ha 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 ha, word pun you'll get later, and to save a hero who did nothing in the exact moment. And it's absolutely bellissimo. People love it, and the reason it works is hiding somewhere neither the rat nor Billy ever went, so my theory so far must be incomplete. And in order to complete it, you must continue watching this video, so go watch the end of The Amazing Spider-Man. Yes! The Andrew Garfield one. Yeah, go watch that one, because Emma Stone's hot. Peter's been shot in the leg, bleeding out, and he's still gotta get clear across the city to Oscorp Tower to stop the lizard gassing all of Manhattan. He can barely swing. He's basically dragging himself through the air on one working leg, and then the cranes. A construction worker up in a crane recognizes him because he's fucking Spider-Man, a dude in a red and blue suit, seems to attract a lot of attention. Gets on the radio to every other crane operator in the city, and one by one they swing their crane arms out over the street to give Spider-Man a clean shot to Oscorp. He grabs on, web to crane arm, and rides them all the way, and like the saddest zipline you could possibly make up. And if you want to be a cynic about it, and I do, this is an absurd fucking coincidence. What are the odds the one crane operator who can rally all the others is sitting right where a dying Spider-Man needs him? On paper, that's Wonder Woman all over again. Random hero swings in, fixes the thing the actual hero can't. But... damn! I really say but a lot in every single one of my videos. Like, how do I even fix that? Send help. Cut. The crane guy lands completely different, for one reason buried earlier in the film. Earlier on, Spider-Man saves a little kid named Jack dangling in a car off the side of a bridge because Spider-Man reasons, and Spidey-O climbs down and gets him out. And dude Chacho over there losing his mind with relief up top, that's Jack's daddy-O, Troy, who of all jobs in the entire world operates a crane. So, when the cranes swing out at the end, that's a dad paying back the guy who saved his son. Peter set that rescue up himself. So yeah, that right there is the play. A lucky save feels earned the second the hero is the one who caused it. Foreshadowing and payoff. We all love that. Black Panther pulls the same shit. Killmonger beats T'Challa in the ritual fight and chucks him off a waterfall. And for a big chunk of the movie, everyone thinks he's dead. Then it turns out the Jabroni Jabaris, the mountain tribe, of course, fished him out of the river and kept him alive, packed in the snow. So he's basically been put on ice and a complete total lifeline comes out of nowhere, really. Except rewind back to the fucking start when T'Challa fought M'Baku, the Jabari Jabroni Macaroni leader. He had him beaten right at the edge of the falls, one move from killing him, and he doesn't do it. He tells him to yield, live, your people need you, blah, 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 and he spares the man. That same man's tribe is the one keeping T'Challa breathing later. Man, I miss Chadwick Boseman. You watched him earn that rescue before he ever needed it. So what is the actual rule the Rat and Billy were dancing around? I wonder. A coincidence feels like a cheat when it drops in from nowhere and just hands the hero the result. And it feels earned when the hero planted the seed themselves, ages back, and it grows round to them. Wonder Woman had zero connection to a single thing Billy chose. Troy and M'Baku were both the payoff of something the hero did on purpose, which is a lovely clean rule. So obviously there's a coincidence that ignores it completely, and people love that one too. Holy crap, I hope this isn't confusing so far. Bear with me for a second to come to the Spider-Man Homecoming. Got to say come on YouTube. Peter's finally landed a date to the homecoming dance with Liz, the girl he's been mooning over the whole film. He rocks up to her house, shit in his hand, nervous as f***. Doorbell, ding dong, the door opens, what? And it's Adrian Toombs. Great. Here I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the homecoming dance and bring Liz back and bang her on her daddy's mattress. Well, instead, I got the fucking exact arm dealer Peter's been hunting the entire movie. Now that is a coincidence. Of all the girls in Queens, Peter picked the one whose father he's been trying to throw in prison. Pure writing fluke, I suppose. The exact thing we spent this whole video roasting, really. So why does nobody bitch about this one? Why is it one of the best scenes in the movie instead of the worst? Well, I would say because of what the coincidence does to him. Just see. He's trapped in a car with the villain in a shirt and tie, no mask this time. Toombs starts driving the kids to the dance and slowly, question by question, puts it together. The twitchy boy in the backseat dating his daughter, sniffing around his operation. Peter Parker is freaking Spider-Man. He then very calmly promises to kill him and everyone he loves if he ever touches the suit again. That's the tensest scene in the whole film, and it only exists because of a giant coincidence. So, why is that? There's an old rule about this, and Pixar, of all people, wrote it down. Coincidences that get your hero into trouble, yes, use as many as you like. Coincidences that get them out of trouble, that's cheating. The Rat, the Cranes, and M'Baku, those are all the heroes getting out of trouble, so they've got to be earned or they feel cheap. But drop a coincidence that shoves the hero deeper into it. Deeper into it, that's what she said. You can make that as crazy and as kooky dukes and as unlikely as you want. Nobody ever calls it lazy because it's not doing the hero any favors. Nobody feels robbed watching a character's life get worse. Wonder Woman reaching down to fix Billy's death is luck spending itself for the hero. Toombs opening that door is luck spending itself right in his face. Exact same impossible odds aimed the other way. So there's two clean ways to make the coincidence work. Earn it or point it at the hero's face. Which means a character whose actual literal superpower is luck should be completely unwatchable, right? Well, for that we gotta check out Deadpool 2. He's assembling some sick-ass X-Force team. One of them is Domino. Oh, holy crap. He asked what her power is. She says she's lucky. Ooh, and a lucky girl she is. And Deadpool loses it, because to him, that's the dumbest, least cinematic power he's ever heard. He straight up argues luck isn't even a superpower and demands to know which coked up comic artist dreamed it up. And I would like to know too. I mean, it's Deadpool, we can't blame him. He's basically saying to the camera the exact thing this video's about. Luck is the writer cheating, the thing you're not meant to lean on, but then it gets leaned on, and then the movie goes and makes Domino's luck the best gag in it. There's a skydive where X-Force jumps out of a plane into brutal wind, and one by one they die in the stupidest ways going. Darwin Awards may have you. One gets minced in helicopter blades, one slams face first into a bus, total splatter, every single one of them gone off pure freak accidents, and Domino just drifts down through all of it, calm as anything, lands without a scratch, because the universe flat out refuses to let anything so much as a rolling hay bale touch her. Later she strolls through a prison convoy crash, where every single thing that could go right for her does. A door swings open at the perfect second, cars miss her by an inch, she's not even dodging, she's just walking with respectable gait, I suppose. And reality keeps rearranging itself to keep her safe. By everything we said, this should just be infuriating. She wins on pure luck. She gets out of trouble on luck. She planted none of it. That's the Rat and Wonder Woman rolled into one character. So how does Domino get away with it? I'm talking about the powers, not the titties. Now this will be my most controversial take I've ever made. Probably not really, no, I'm just kidding. I'ma say she gets it because everything around her has already told you this would be happening. Her power is luck. That's the deal you agreed to the second she introduced herself. When her luck saves her, the movie's just paying off the one rule it set for her in her very first scene. You knew the coincidences were coming. A cheat only feels like a cheat when it's hidden, or if they're suddenly exposed over Snapchat and posted all over the internet. The real issue is balancing luck and geniusness, which you probably recognize from my other video, Captain America Civil War. God, it feels weird saying that out loud. Kinda feel like I'm reading a video game from the early 2000s. The villain's a quiet dude named Zemo. He's got no powers and no suit, and his whole thing is that he's really smart or something. He plays the Avengers against each other and pulls off the win none of the big hitters can manage on their own. The team ends that film split down the middle, and one ordinary man with a plan did it all. Everybody walks out going, man, Zemo's a genius. Is he though? Walk the plan back and count how many things had to break exactly his way. He needs the Avengers already fighting over the Accords business, which, alright, that's happening anyway. But then he needs a secret Hydra file. He needs the magic words that flip the Winter Soldier into a weapon. He needs to steal Bucky's face for a bombing or something, and the whole world has to buy it. He needs a clean 5 minutes alone in a psychiatrist chair with nobody properly checking who he is. He needs Black Widow to tickle his Steven so he could Rogers all over her Natasha. And the entire plan is dust unless Tony, Steve, and Bucky all end up in the same freezing Siberian bunker at the same time. And Tony finds out Bucky killed his parents at the worst single emotional moment possible. If any of these wobble, Zemo's got nothing. So a big old chunk of that so-called master plan is just a fucking idiot buying 100 lottery tickets, and the movie only bothering to film the one that hit. Important note, I'm not even dunking on Civil War. It's a movie, and if I have to give it a compliment, I will give it one that it's so good at a genius act that you never reach back to see how much of the genius is just the universe saluting and doing what he needed. Kind of the exact same crime as my smart superheroes video there. The question was whether the clever hero actually worked it out or the writer slipped them the answer. Here, it's whether the mastermind actually planned it or the writer just let the world fall into place around him. And sometimes the writer doesn't even bother with a lucky break or a lucky plan for that matter. Sometimes they just hand the hero a brand new power at the exact second they need it, which is probably the worst thing to do. Superman in 1978, again, another end of the movie, Lois Lane dies. Bah! Earthquake. Her car drops into a crack in the earth. She suffocates before Superman can reach her. He digs the car out. She's already gone. And he has this breakdown over her body. Great gutting ending. So the movie just doesn't keep it. Because they're fucking stupid. And they do this even dumber thing. Because Superman flies up and starts rotating around the earth faster and faster, the opposite wrong way, until the whole planet starts spinning backwards and time rewinds along with it. And then like quakes unquake and Lois is alive again. Is kryptonite even a thing? Is it still green? I don't know. Nobody ever told you Superman could turn back time. Turns up in the last 4 minutes for one specific problem. And then more or less never gets mentioned again. Because if he could pull that off, why does he ever lose anything ever? And once you've caught it in Superman, you start catching it absolutely everywhere. Just like that insidious STD you contracted sitting on a warm toilet seat in a public restroom during Comic-Con. But it's a thing that's about to ruin a few of your favorite movies if you keep paying attention. So you tell me in the comments which movies you'd attribute to this lucky stuff. Please, be my guest. Then look where we've ended up, because it's nowhere near where we started. Luck was never the crime. You could be as lucky as you want. A rat could save the entire universe and it's completely fine, long as the horses still gotta run the race after and pay for it. A dad with a crane can swing in and save a bleeding Spider-Man, and it's beautiful, I guess, because the hero planted that rescue himself with one kind thing hours before. The crime is a writer reaching in and lifting the win clean out of the hero's hands. When the save's got nothing to do with the single choice the hero made, when the loss just gets deleted instead of earned, when the plans only work because the whole world lined up to salute the guy, that's when it sucks. But a smart character? That's a lot more difficult from a lucky one. And if you want to find out why, click here to watch. I don't know where I'm pointing, just click one. Do it! I have rent!